The U.S. is examining formidable tariff on $11 billion, cost of consumer goods of the Europe Association in answer to subsidies how supporting business. The Planet Trading Organization, WTO, has found how the subsidies include an unfavorable effect on the U.S. Plain and cottage cheese are amongst the means how could be hit by tariff, the U.S. trading member, USTR, told. The EU told the drawing of $11 billion was much overdone. The go would mark an rise in trading tensions among the US and the EU. The instance has been in lawsuit for 14 years, and the period has go for activity. The authority is preparation to answer once while the WTO issues its conclusion on the importance of US countermeasures, told US trading member Robert Lighthizer. Our final purpose is to achieve an treaty in the EU to end all WTO inconsistent subsidies to big civilian plane. While the EU ends these detrimental subsidies, the further US duties superimposed in answer can be raised. A prior listing of consumer goods, cover a broad band of items, has been given for social advice. For sample, the next are creature deliberate for further tariff if they go of any of the 28 EU state. In supplement, further importing duties are creature deliberate on several consumer goods if they are manufactured in France, Germany, Spain, or the UK. They involve, the offered US tariff would be superimposed in supplement to current levies on Europe means. Recent monthly, US CEO Donald Trump card endangered to levy tariff on cars imported of the EU, if both of sides cannot achieve a trading transactions. The Trump card authority has been fight trading battles on lot fronts. The US is now negotiations a trading transactions in China, but titmouse for tat tariff superimposed by the two countries include already weighted on the world economics the year. By Andrew Gower, economy reporter. US trading politics by CEO Trump card has been criticized for which several see as a absence of honor for the rules and procedures of the Planet Trading Organization, WTO. The tariff on steel and aluminum and on a band of China consumer goods were seen in highlighting by the Trump card authorities' world critics. Everything the being of those arguments, the go on civilian plane is not a instance of how the WTO has controlled how the EU and the four persons governments implicated in bus include unsuccessful to perform in and over governing how they should remove disputed subsidies, and the US has requested for permission to answer to the melody of $11 billion. The US wants to act rapidly while the WTO arbiter makes a governing. So far the activity seems to be next the WTO guideline volume. The EU told offering to location tariff on $11 billion cost of consumer goods was above the upper. The drawing was relying on US domestic estimates, and had not been set by the WTO, a committee resource told. This EU is sure how the standard of countermeasures on that the note is relying is much overdone, the resource added. This sum of WTO authorized retribution can just be established by the WTO appointed arbiter. The EU is as well blocked in a row in the US above the EU's claims how bus rival Boeing acquired illicit subsidies of the US by the government. As an outcome of the controversy, the EU is poised to offer a listing US imports on that it will levy tariff. In the concurrent Boeing controversy, the definition of EU retribution rights is as well upcoming nearer, and the EU will query the WTO appointed arbiter to define the EU's retribution rights, the resource told. This EU remnant outdoor for discussions in the US, stipulated these are out of preconditions and aim at an equitable result. Bus told the US rate proposals were completely undue. In a declaration, the business added, this acceptance anticipated the 1 week of the WTO paper will enable the EU to begin sanctions regime procedural action in far greater countermeasures versus the US the would conduct to superfluous trading tensions, and how shows the just sensible decision is a agreed community.